was close, huh? You're kind of fast there. I'm impressed. Thanks. Well, come on. Up we go.
Wait, so there is gameplay in this time period?
How did you find them?
Whoa, wait here. Also, wait, was I using this layout or this layout? I don't even remember. I guess this is the most out of the way. I'll just do this. I love the puddles and stuff and reflections.
I follow him into this alley and all these fireflies.
Probably no point yoinking anything. I can't even access my D-pad menu, so I assume this is just like semi-cutscene, semi-gameplay.
Terrified. I thought this time she would actually shoot me, but instead she just says, "What took you
so it doesn't matter too much, right? I'm still looking around as if there's stuff to loot.
Something like that. That whole
down this way we go.
She wanted to know I was committed.
Yeah, the lighting and stuff is really cool. It hasn't been bugging out on me yet.
Come on.
Maybe they have been, you know, rolling out a decent bit of patches, because it has been, like, look at the lighting and stuff. This is so cool.
We're making good.
Because it has been 3 weeks since, you know, I finished the main game. Maybe they fixed it a decent bit.
Who do you hang out with these days?
Maybe it's not as a buggy, unfinished mess like the last time I played. That trailer for the hyper-realistic shooter called Unrecord as we built on Unreal Engine 5. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I think I might know what you're talking about from what I've seen in thumbnails. I think I've had some things recommended to me where it's like, this is a video game and it looks real in the thumbnail and stuff, but I haven't actually watched any of them. The light.
You found the light yet? Oh.
But mayhap I should watch them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend your people.
Look at the lighting and raindrops and stuff.
You buy into this whole thing now?
So dang cool. Rate my gamer setup.
Okay.
Wireless. Whoa. If they do, it probably wouldn't be on the Switch. It'd probably be on the next console. And I wouldn't be surprised if Monolith Soft had their hands full with other Nintendo projects.
People are getting infected all the time.
Like, they helped make a lot of the world of Breath of the Wild, so they probably worked a decent bit with Tears of the Kingdom. At first I thought this was bugging out, but no, that's just shattered glass. Like, just that section of the glass was lighter for some reason.
You know, let's talk about something else. Alright.
Killed a Zambo? Well, because people are debating about whether it was a game or not. Though anybody who spends enough time looking at video games can tell it is one. Oh, there's a please wait. Speaking of being able to tell whether it's a video game or not. My chat was broken, but luckily turning it off and on again seems to fix it. Seems to do the job. Is the case. I need to alt-tab off quickly and then go back on. Just so I can see the right elements on OBS. Look, it's alright, 71%. That didn't take too long. But yeah, can't tell if you're super behind or you forgot to turn chat back on. Yeah, well, chat was on, it was just broken, and then you do, like, the good old fix of turn it off and on again, and then it works. Because Streamlabs is weird sometimes, much like this video game here. I mean, I assume the reason why it's giving me please wait is just because it's building shaders for the parts I haven't gotten to yet. So, you know, I guess I can't complain too much about that. But I can complain about, why does it need to build shaders again? Like, every time this game updates. Like, I don't know enough about graphics technology to know the answer to that. But why? I guess it's cutscene.
Man, sorry. I'm a bit jumpy lately.
Also, one thing that I see in, like, so much zombie apocalypse kind of media. Realistically, in a zombie apocalypse, all the fuel would go bad. You know? Wouldn't be able to use vehicles this far into the pandemic, whatever the heck. She had some way to refine it, I guess, right? You think of a Walmart stuff checkout or something. Please wait, system processing. Just hits you with The Last of Us Part 1, please wait. Truly, the, greatest defining feature of modern video games. Yeah. This, I was chatting with Eagle a little bit in the Discord server earlier today, and he was talking about working on a video on, like, his top video games of all time and stuff. And I said, oh, one of the ones that should be up there is Last of Us Part 1 on PC. You know, no other version of the game. Specifically the PC version. That's the one that's chef's kiss. You know, so good. PC version. But yeah. Most modern video games do this neat thing where this guy's please wait sections, tight corridors, or elevators. Well, I probably wouldn't have please wait sections if I waited for the shaders to finish building. But why is it every time I boot up this game after its update, it has to just like rebuild all the shaders? I probably should have figured at this point. I should have learned my lesson by now. Oh, that was a weird flash. I honestly should have learned my lesson by now. And before starting this stream, just before starting this, it's been raining like crazy here lately, which is good because the province has kind of been on fire. I decided to go out and plant some onions in the backyard. I could have had this thing building shaders while I was in the backyard planting onions. Why didn't I do that? I should have figured, but I'm dumb. I didn't learn my lesson past all the previous times that I did this. I mean, it's not like I've streamed this game a whole lot of times. A lot of games that are long series will get streams in the double digits. I think I'm on like stream 12 or 13 for Octopath 2, for example, right now. This is only stream 5 of this game. You know, it's not like it was a super long game. So beat the main game in 4, and now just doing the DLC with number 5 here, and then, you know, it'll be done. And then I'll play more Last of Us if they bring part 2 to PC. If that ever happens, but... Or I just have a friend I borrow a PS5 from or something.
Scrubbing duty for 2 weeks.
But yeah. Maybe I should have played more horrible game? Do you mean horror game or horrible games? Like, in terms of the game bugging out on that please wait screen. I mean, it can be funny sometimes. When just really poorly optimized games are bugging the heck out. They can be funny to laugh at. That was some enjoyment that I got out of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That was some enjoyment I got out of this game too, was honestly watching it bug in half. There were some really funny glitches in this game. I can't believe they shipped this game in this state. What is it with the modern gaming industry in general? And just putting out so many buggy, unfinished games. Like, can we just stop doing that, maybe? And actually finish them? Okay, horror games, gotcha. Maybe at some point. One other horror thing I'll play this year is probably the FNAF Security Breach DLC. I played that game when it first came out, and the DLC is supposed to come out sometime this year, so I'll probably play that.
He just fell off his horse.
The Halloween game of this year is probably going to be Luigi's Mansion, though.
Well, how many people get to die?
Let's see here. Why does it need to pre-build shaders anyway? Never seen a game have issues like that. Yeah, I haven't either. It's weird.
So, let's see what he left us.
Really?
It's just a very strangely optimized video game. Love a good onion pot. Do love that. Yeah, I guess that is the answer for why they put out. Why did you put out another buggy unfinished game right after the last one? Money! No, I can't do it, Mr. Krabs. Money! No, I can't. I'm gonna stop trying. I'm embarrassing myself here.
Is this Winston?
Churchill? That's him! Whoa! Totally is.
Bingo.
He led our nation to greatness. Do I accept it? Do I reject it? Vote now on your phones? Is that I assume that that's alcohol. It could just be like, you know,
I'm good.
completely different. Oh! Okay, well, I guess it auto does it. Never mind, you don't get a vote on your phones. Illusion of choice.
Ooh,
We're out here playing a Pokemon game. Or Persona.
come on.
Or whatever other video game that just doesn't really give you choice. Alright. I lied to you. No one gets a vote. Yeah, only thing even semi-similar you've seen personally is Gran Turismo 5 and 6 for PS3. Ask if you'd like to download the vehicles to your hard drive so they can load faster than from the disc. Huh. You can choose not to do it at the cost of waiting longer for them to load. Huh. I've never seen this, building shaders, which has to redo after every update over and over again. I would convince you to watch Fizdom play Security Breach. That is not something I've checked out. I've heard the name there a decent bit now. It seems like there's some wacky stuff. I've seen some wacky Security Breach videos on YouTube at this point. I don't know if it was from that creator. Might not have been, but I remember I watched the first half of a of a Security Breach video of like all bosses reverse order. Which, you know, I was mostly just intrigued with how the heck do you get the spring trap first?
Ellie, help me lift this.
Whoa, is that bugged out or is that what it's supposed to look like back there? Is that... No, those are textures bugging out. Look at how color... Like, you can see it on these other rocks here. Again, when it comes to buggy, unfinished games, or maybe these are the shaders that it needs to build. Yeah, look at the little colorful spots. Hold on, look at this.
You know what? How we find
Yeah. Sounds good.
Oh, this game. Yeah, I guess even after, however maybe. When did this first come out again? Because, I mean, my streams were spaced out a little bit apart. It came out, like, not... Was it late February? No, it was sometime in March that this came out, right?
There's an opening over here.
Or was it in May? I don't even remember when this first came out anymore. Everything's blurring together around here. Rubik's Cube has construction. Yeah, whoever designed the Rubik's Cube, I guess designed the foundations of this building. Anyway, this has gotta have been out for at least, like, a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. It's gotta be at this point. I don't know, time flies. But this has been out for a little while. It's still so broken. Man. But yeah. And Shanice, was that the main game or was it the DLC? Man, I don't want to move on. I just want to look at this. You know? Really know if Gran Turismo made you download the cars again every update with 5 and 6 of over 1,000 cars, about 3.5 to 4.5 gigabytes of data for them. Yeah, imagine you just open it again and it's just like, re-download all the cars because we did this like 5 megabyte update. Oh, this video game. Honestly, sometimes it's really fun to play buggy, unfinished games and just laugh at them. Like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was one of those video games. This is honestly another. Sometimes, like, as long as you handle them with the right mentality and can laugh at stuff like that, they really are just the gift that keeps on giving, let's face it. You know? A main game. Gotcha.
When am I not?
Oh, man. I will be paying more attention to, like, the dialogue and what they're saying. I kind of already know what's going on from having watched the show and stuff. If anyone wants to pay more attention to the story,
Hello?
just
You see anything?
ignore me and pay more attention to the characters in game, I guess.
Riley?
You know, look how cool the lighting is, though. Like, look how good the graphics are. And then here's the textures bugging out. That's either here nor there. Hello? Mario? I thought that was another instance of bugged out textures for a hot second.
Dick, that's 2 times today.
How funny it would have been if you were bugging out, like the models sometimes do. That would have been the perfect cutscene for the models to do so.
Riley,
Green Glorbin. Some Hemoglobin.
Check it out.
Pirate.
Ellie.
It's kind of like my cousin's corgi there. Which is a Tomb Raider 2013 when I tried to play through it. Speaking of, you should test that on your, newly constructed
what is that, like a wolf man or
Hooter
something?
there. I think these are the actual masks that they wore in the show. And this little backstory episode.
Yeah, bad.
I'm afraid now.
Now roar.
Why?
Roar. Ellie, really? Fucking roar.
No. Oh, I should roar like Koraidon did in my Scarlet and Violet video essay. I have to mash it? What is this? How long do I need to mash? Oh, it starts going up faster. Like, I didn't do it for every single Koraidon roar, but I think from, like, chapter 4 onward, anytime I saw a Koraidon roar, I just edited over Gordon Ramsay yelling raw, and it cracked me up. I'm surprised I haven't seen a single comment yet, like, commenting about that I did. Like, even during times that I'm directly commentating over it and there's other audio to focus on, I would still put it over it just, like, really quiet at, like, 10% volume or, like, 8% in some instances. So you just barely hear Gordon Ramsay in the background going, raw! Never even knew you did that? I guess I snuck it in well up. Maybe it is also possible in different audio environments. It might be, easier to hear in some audio environments. Like, maybe it's easier to hear through, headphones like these and within my editor rather than in the final product. For whatever reason, whenever my video editor renders things, it just turns the entire volume down. Is the thing. But yeah, you see the edit of the Jurassic World 2 trailer? Is that what it was originally from? Because I remember seeing something like that. I thought somebody did it over Jurassic like just the general first Jurassic Park movie is what I think I saw it from. But was that like the first instance that it was done? Was Jurassic World 2 trailer? Because I haven't seen that, I don't think. But I have seen, you know, oh, here's more bugged out textures, amazing. That's where you see it from, but you know if it's the first one. Yeah, I remember seeing, you know, just a bunch of edits over scenes from the, first Jurassic Park movie of Gordon Ramsay yelling raw. So I did that for a ride on in the video essay. It's a thing. And I even did, like, you know, the more basic raw for, like, the tinier ones. But during, like, the big cutscenes, the, it's fucking raw! You know? That, so, you know. I had, like, 4 different raw effects that I used throughout the video. I can move the pumpkin? When I was doing some, there's more bugged out textures. When I was doing some gardening with my little cousins, we actually planted some pumpkins. I got the seeds from my Oma, and she told me that she planted like 3 seeds, and it took over like the entire section of the garden. It even went out of the yard. Like it spread like crazy. It just took over. So my cousin's yard it hasn't been used as a garden in a very, very long time. So we put in a lot of work to clear like this little square area and plant things there. We decided to plant the pumpkin seeds far into the no man's land that we didn't clear yet and probably won't this year. Just experimenting with this little patch this year, and then maybe we'll clear more next year. So we just put them out in no man's land, and if they take over in the middle over there, then whatever. So, you know, that area was not tilled very much. It's all overgrown with all sorts of things. It's mostly overgrown with strawberries, interestingly enough. But also just, you know, a bunch of dead plants from previous years. But if pumpkins take over, I'll see what happens. We only planted 3 seeds, but apparently 3 is the amount my Oma planted for them to just, like, spread like crazy. So, you know,
Seems dreadfully unlikely.
it's possible we might get the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. You know. Wait, what happens if I do it again?
Am I ever gonna get to play a video game?
So, yeah, we'll see what happens with the pumpkins and stuff. We planted a whole bunch of things back there.
Fuck you, Skull.
Planted some corn, planted a couple types of carrots. We planted a lot of potatoes at my Oma's place. We planted a bunch of onions. That's why I had onions that I could plant in the backyard earlier, because there's a bunch left over that could still be planted. It's Sans Undertale.
Am I ever getting boobs or what?
It just says, you're about to have a bad time.
The spirits are quiet.
Man, we're not about to get it. You're about to have a bad time. The birds are, the flowers are blooming, the birds are singing, or whatever the heck.
Are you a butt face?
How long can you do this? But yeah. Yeah, so this was released, the original game was released a decent while back. This specific version of it only came out like a month and a half-ish ago. Something like that. Apocalypse people will finally learn the genius of your Game Boy collection. Yeah, I just put batteries into that.
Drive a car again.
You know, when it comes to, you know, people that will just continue doing something over and over again in a video game to see if the dialogue goes on and to see if the game continues to let you do it. When I was thinking, should I pad the Scarlet and Violet video essay to 7 hours, I eventually decide on, you know, just the 10-minute clip compilation of silliness at the end. But what I was originally going to do was originally something like this, where I just keep talking about things and see if, you know, people stick around to see what else is said, like an NPC in a video game that you keep talking to see what more they say. Sometimes with long pauses with me being like, what are you still doing here? What the heck? And I still have the audio file of me saying that on my computer, because that was the first version of the script. But I didn't end up using it. I decided to make a clip compilation instead, because I thought it'd be fun. Be a little bit more entertaining. Is the case. Let me respond to a text here. Saying, yep, planted onions.
The spirit
is the case.
Yes. Ah, you hear that? Says we're getting our water guns back.
Oh, I'm not even paying attention to the dialogue here at this point. I just want to see how long it goes on. That's what I want to do.
Will Riley ever stop sucking at poker?
No.
I can hear you, you know.
But yeah, let's see here. What's the load thing is great for that sort of people?
Still hope for you. No.
Wait, now I've missed the context. I read it a little bit late. I'm sorry. Oh, I can't do it anymore. Big sad.
Oh, triple Phoenix.
Am I gonna put that on? Is that what's going on here? You swap them out.
What do you think? Adorable. Why, thank you, kind pigeon.
What would you do if you went down a dark alley and you were just ambushed by people that look like this? Like, genuinely, what would you do? When I went to Canadian Tire the other day along with my flea with extra flea. I went to Canadian Tire the other day along with my little cousins when we were doing gardening stuff to like buy a bunch of seeds, and that's where we got things like the onions from, so we could plant a bunch of stuff in the garden. And as we were leaving, we saw this group of motorbikers. There was like 6 or 7 of them, something like that. And the guy at the front, his helmet was an Elmo helmet. So, like, he was looking through Elmo's mouth, basically. But it was a full-on motorbike helmet that looked like Elmo. And we were talking about what would you do if a bunch of bikers came at you and just started driving circles around you and they were all wearing helmets of, like, Sesame Street characters. Or something like that. I thought I saw a prompt on there earlier. Well, I could have sworn. So, that's a thing we saw. I honestly don't really want to put that on. I'd rather keep this one, I think. Was there a prompt? Yeah, there is a prompt. Just needed them to not be speaking anymore. Was the case. Oh, so the carousel was in the game too, not just in the show. Fingers are cool. I'm probably playing to the bit with the with the mask there. By the way, I meant to ask for some time alright. What are your thoughts on the infamous Bill Clinton C11 that a lot of Canadian influencers seem to talk about? Do they? Is it bad if I don't know what that means?
Red one's yours.
Wait, at first I read Bill as in is it bad that the first thing that I thought of was Bill Clinton kid from the Elden Ring awards there? I still don't know what Bill C11 is, but I read Bill like a name. That was the first thing that I thought. But I'm not quite familiar. Also, wait, was the mask off for a little while and now it's back on? I'm not paying 100% attention. So I thought the mask was off, just, you know, like it's off from this section. Now it's back on. I could just be going crazy. And, you know, this game is so broken that, you know, I just don't notice and stuff. He keeps showing up places.
Bingo.
Yeah, that was me with one of my Fargo headlights earlier today. Not on purpose. I guess it was probably just broken when it was installed. Brand new headlight glass.
So close.
Pain in the butt. My bricks are there. I'm moving on. I get it. Wait, am I supposed to do it now? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Wrong card, genius. Oh, whoops.
I was supposed to do my own. Screw this. This is rigged. Bam.
That's how you do it.
I did it.
Bullshit.
Oh, can you even smash like the windshields and stuff?
Ha.
Yep. You can. Well, I'm holding on to this one. This one's mine. What? Do I actually need to? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I'm doing. I guess they just respawn. What they do.
Bullseye.
Yeah. So then they'll just respawn here and stuff. But yeah, must be nice to break things without repercussion. Yeah. What a fantasy universe we live in here where that's possible. Oh yeah, I'm playing on autopilot and I'm really not paying enough attention to these things. Oh, well, that's fine, whatever.
Whew. For a second there, I thought you had me. Okay. Well, a deal's a deal, right?
Just ask whatever you're gonna ask.
Okay. What will it take for us to get back to how we were?
Spaceship.
No sarcasm.
Like one of those intergalactic giant spaceships with like 2 warp engines.
North Canada had the same laws in 1952, but in the US, every car is mandated to have the same headlight. Considering it's a Dodge truck with Fargo badge on it, should be really easy to find a replacement. I hope so.
It's working.
I also found out yesterday that it's a 1953 rather than a 52.
Follow me. We're almost
I got the appraisal report in, and and the inspector told me that, and I was like, oh, well, okay. I guess somewhere along the line, from one owner to another, it must have, you know, gotten lost exactly what year it was, and, you know, someone thought it was a 52 and started passing it along like a game of telephone. Well, now I know.
You know how we thought they only passed
Now I
certain
know.
areas of the city?
I'm not gonna forget that now.
Follow me.
But yeah. It's only 70 years old. Yeah, it's 70 as of this year, as opposed to 71. So not that much difference there, but yeah. And I thought it was strange. When I was at this swap meet, I found some old manuals and stuff, and one of them had models that seemed almost the exact same as mine, but I didn't find the exact model number under 52, but I saw it under 53. I thought it was strange, because I was like, mine's a 52, though. But then, and I bought it anyway, because I was like, yeah, this is basically darn near the same thing anyway, and it'd be nice to have a shop manual. And then the following day, I get the inspection appraisal report in, and he tells me in his email, by the way, it's a 53. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess that means I have the exact shop manual for it from 70 years ago, so that's handy. Major Banks, this will be my third request in as many weeks for additional patrols in my area. With the Hartford QZ falling apart, the city has been inundated with refugees, many of which are coming through the mall because of the lack of soldiers over here. People are desperate, and in most cases, they enter the city infected. As you've seen from my reports, I had to neutralize 3 stage 1s just last week. I realize resources are scarce, but if we don't get more security, I'm afraid this mall will get overrun in a matter of fuck. You're not gonna listen to a word of this. From your lackey, Sergeant Winston Asher. Ah, Winston that we saw the picture of there. It was also interesting in that report, I got to find out about how much it's, like, worth in just raw value and stuff, to which the answer is about 11.5k in its current state. Of course, it's not like you'd be able to sell it for that, you know, it'd have to be something a little bit lower than that. But, you know, still, considering when my mom bought it for my grandpa, it was for 3k. My grandpa doesn't remember how much he bought it for. Some amount. You know, it's definitely worth more now after the work that's been put into it. It's still nowhere near, like, done and all prettied up and stuff like that, but it's like, okay, we're getting somewhere. There's some, it's going pretty alright. It's about 3 times the value of my car. Maybe more is the case. So, you know, definitely the most valuable thing that I own right now. Definitely gonna be keeping good care of it. Another interesting thing that was in the inspection report, though, was its original retail value, which was apparently $1,344 was its original retail value in 1953. And out of curiosity, I put it through an inflation calculator, and that's about $15,000 nowadays. So, it's not yet worth as much as it was brand new in 1953, but it's not far. It's not too far off. Put a bit more work into it for a little while, and it'll get there.
The whole
So,
city has power.
oh, that's cool. At least.
They just flipped the circuit
I'm
breakers.
determined to keep putting in work and make it more valuable than it was brand new. But yeah, here's only 3 cars left for sale under 20k USD. Really? Jeez. One of the things on the inspection report said, like, average retail value at, like, low range, mid range, high range in terms of, like, what they're typically being sold for, and it had circled and it said US, and apparently 19k or 19.8k was apparently low retail value, but I don't know if that counts, like, ones that are fully restored and prettied up or something like that, or what the heck was going on there. I have a problem with old things like that. Part of you wants them restored to original condition, part of you goes, let's beat up anyway, may as well do what you want, and what you want is extra speed. That's what my cousin is. Wait,
No way
it might not be what he's doing to his Dodge. It's what his Fargo was like, but he didn't do that. He, I have a cousin that bought a Fargo just last week, and, so I shouldn't say that he did it there. The previous owner
Let's go
made
find
it more
out.
modern. His is a bit newer than mine. His is a 1967, whereas mine is a 53. And that thing is a full automatic. It has power steering, power brakes. You know, it has modern amenities and stuff like that in it. A bit of a new restoration there. And I got to ride in it, and it drove really well. He said that it was going to be his new, like, regular point A to point B vehicle. It was
See this?
really nice.
I
But, you know, not as
know
original.
what you're trying to do.
But it was
and
cool.
I'm really glad that you're not dead. I mean, I'm glad that we're back together and
I didn't mean it. All that stuff I said before I left. I didn't mean any of it.
Riley, you're such a sap.
Bet you started it.
Oh, man.
Are you ready?
Totally. Are you kidding?
Oh, get flashbanged. Enter Area 0.